Helping others prevail every day. DJ the Millie. AKA she. Eden, AKA Small Mom. The Hope Coach. 10 take. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's an exciting day. We're back here, 10/16 today on The Hope Show. Of course, you know I am DJ the Millie, one of the co-hosts of the show. Look, guys, we got some good stuff going on today, of course, as usual. Y'all know how it goes. Give me your hearts. Give me your likes. I see them. Bring them in. I appreciate everybody for being here today. So, again, I am DJ The Millie out of Houston, Texas. Today, I'm at home, of course, as you can see. We're going to bring in everybody else so we can let them tell you who they are and where they're from. And just give y'all a quick little opening shout out today. So I appreciate y'all for coming in. Hearts, likes, and the stars. I love them. I see them and I love them. All right, y'all. Let me introduce y'all to our next co-host, Aisha.
Hey squad, family, everybody. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Saturday. Thanks for tuning in as always. My energy is a little low, y'all. I'm just a little exhausted, but I am here giving y'all the hope. If you don't know, I am Aisha Shermaine, aka She, no last name. That is me in the flesh. As always, we want y'all to go ahead and engage with us. Engage with us in the comments. Tell us where you're from. I am by way of Decatur/Chicago. If you know, you know. Let us know where you are watching from. Engage with us in the comments. And don't forget to like our broadcast, share our broadcast. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Most importantly, tag somebody. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, cousin, auntie, uncle. It don't matter. Somebody needs some hope each and every week, and that's why we are here. So tag them and let them know we are alive and in the flesh. DJ.
All right, Aisha. That's Aisha Shermaine. Y'all know what? Last name. Hey, y'all, what's up, man? Y'all know how it go down. What's up with our next co-host, Eden?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Hope Squad. Hey, Hope family. I hope everyone is having a lovely Saturday. I am Eden. I am by way of Arlington, Texas. My slogan, full disclosure, is I ain't going nowhere, and that means I will never leave the Hope Show. I hope everybody enjoys the show. Let's get it popping, DJ.
Hey, y'all, look. So today is a good day. What y'all think? Y'all think today is a good day? Because I do.
It's an amazing day.
Awesome. All right, y'all. So I want to say hi to everybody out there that's watching right now. Give me my hearts, give me my likes, share, tag. We got small moms in the building. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and open up. Let me see. See if our niggas guess. Is he ready? Is you ready?
Is you ready?
You right? All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get to our Hope Coach out here. So, y'all, we're going to welcome our Hope Coach, the one and only. What am I looking for? Oh, I'll be tripping. Hope Coach!
hope. What's that mean? Helping others prevail every day. Yeah. Bringing the HOPE, yeah, that's what it be for everybody. It's the only way, helping others prevail every day. With Jan Tate by your side, you know she always down to ride. And she certified, she help you glide so you can set to the sky, no matter how high. Cause she not just a life coach, she the whole coach. And she help you steady it in on the approach. And she always keep it 100 with inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. That means real life solutions for real life challenges. So if you stumble, she gonna help you balance it. Cause it's never okay to abandon ship, especially with a mother-daughter relationship or anything that you need help with the words to say. So schedule your free session today.
She bringing hope, bringing hope, bringing hope. Yeah, that's every day. Cause when there's hope, when there's hope, when there's hope, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, she bringing hope, bringing hope, bringing hope. Yeah, that's every day. When Tan Tate by your side, you got more than what it takes.
Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Hope Show. But I need to do something really quick before I get into the heart of this, because some of y'all are a part of the Beehive, or you may be rolling with whomever you roll with. I happen to be a part of the Tate Hive, and I think my other half, the better half, the best half, is in the house today. So we're gonna see if we can get him on the screen.
I was trying to see was he ready, but
He
He
stay
looks
ready.
ready. Right. I'm like, he looks ready.
well, I didn't want to bring him on a few seconds ago.
Hello, everybody. How everybody doing? Hope Squad, Hope Fam. Nice to be here. I'm somewhere in Ohio in the truck. I'm just glad to be here.
All right. And we're happy and excited that you're here. We want to welcome you to the Hope Show. The Hope Show is a life skills show where hope is also an acronym for helping others prevail every day. It's founded off of Hebrews 11:1, where the scripture reminds us that now faith is the evidence of things hoped for. So it all begins with hope for us. And on this show, we talk about real life issues. We provide real life solutions with a twist of hope that's embedded in the Word of God. So I just want to welcome our Facebook family, our YouTube family, our Twitter family, our TikTok family. And we're going to ask you to engage with us. Let us know where you're watching or listening from. You can drop it in the chat and let us know where you're watching from today. We're just excited to have you as a part of the Hope Show, get you in the game this week. And we talk about the game, we're talking about life, because sometimes life can be overwhelming. We're humans and we go through things. But here is the best dose of hope you will find on this side of heaven. So, having said that, we're going to go into our first commercial break, and then we'll be right back on the other side with more hope. See you in about 30 seconds. That was a quick 30 seconds. DJ, I'm going to let you go ahead and acknowledge some of our Hope fam that's in the audience there.
Thank you. I knew that was coming up. All right, y'all. So we got the life of Cherish Life. How are you? How are you doing? Thank you for coming for another weekend with the whole fam. Of course, we got Miss Kim K Moore in the building. What's up?
Hey, Kim.
Let me see here. So I'm gonna kind of go through these little comments for a second, guys. So we'll see. Because I haven't been scrolling them, but okay. All right, so we have Miss Tammy T. Jazzy Ferguson. She's out of San Antonio, Texas. Watching from San Antonio. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. Hello, hello. So right now we have Adam. Let me see here. Adam Mia
From
Fitness and Gaming
England.
L. England. Oh wow. Uh,
Wow.
wow. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello over yonder across the pond, as they
London,
say.
England, as a matter of fact.
London, England.
Then we
Wow.
have Laverne Sampson from Houston, of course. What's up, Miss Laverne? How you doing? Thank you guys for tuning in today. Hey, y'all, we're gonna try our best to get these comments rolling on the screen so y'all guys can see them and see everybody that's here. We thank y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all come back next Saturday. But before then, I want you guys to like, share, comment. Also, give me my hearts and give me my likes. I definitely appreciate that. And today, enjoy yourself because this is about to be a whole field show as every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time in the United States. Now, I don't know what time it is in England, but I can tell you one thing. This time of day, every Saturday, come back and see us. All right, y'all.
Absolutely. And to our TikTok family, I just would like to ask you if you can go ahead, you know what to do. Perhaps this is your first time joining the live here over on TikTok, but we ask that we have our moderator, the lovely Dee is in the house. She's moderating our live over on TikTok. So she'll be giving you instructions. She'll be asking you to tap the screen to share the live out. Just please be sure to engage. And while you're here, it's a perfect opportunity to make friends over on the TikTok side. So that's what we do in the TikTok world. And I see Adam responded, it's 11:50 p.m. over in London, England now. So hello, Adam, and thank you for being up and tuning in with us today.
Oh, man, that's amazing.
All right. So we're gonna get jump right into this week's episode. Hey, small mom, Eden. Hey, Ish. You know, and this is just not open for dialogue. We're not gonna discuss this here. But Ish and I, and along with a whole lot of other people, made the personal decision to go and get vaccinated for COVID. And so we took our second shot yesterday, and it has had some impact. So you may be saying, the energy not there, whatever. But the whole fam was so important enough that we could not cancel the show today. So we are here, and we're not gonna. Again, this is not open for dialogue. We just kind of letting you peep into our world. We are very transparent. So if you notice us a little off, that's why. But we're going to continue on with the show. And I believe we have our first segment today. We're going to be talking about a post. Go ahead, DJ.
All right,
That
so our
was
first segment today, guys, we're going to be talking about first called, which is our new thing, poll of the week. And so this week, there's been a lot of things that's been going on the internet, a lot of posts about this particular thing. So let's just take a look at this quick picture right here and see what we're talking about. Post of the week. So this person posted, "I love you, but I want to keep you a secret. Red flags." Hmm. Interesting post. So this has been really this has been going up everywhere. Red flags, everything. They went and decided to take, the second shot for COVID. Red flag. You know what I mean? Like it is everywhere. So
right. But this particular red flags coincides with what we've been talking about this month with this relationships. And we're kind of interrupting our normal program to bring to you a special edition of the Hope Show today, and we'll get into that in a moment. But people were posting up red flags as it relates to relationships. So, and I don't know if either of you participated and posted your red flags, I know Small Mom was hot and heavy when I was posted a red flag, and then I started pulling these because the post that you saw came from Twitterverse, because they were talking about it on Twitter, they were talking about it on Facebook, social media, red flags in relationships. So everybody was identifying what are red flags. So we'll just chime in the comments. Hope fam, let us know what's a red flag for you as it relates to a relationship. What are red flags? And we will start with Small Mom. Just give us one red flag for you, and then we'll go around the room, the panel.
Um, don't answer your phone.
Red
Don't
flag.
Okay.
reply back to text messages.
Okay. So don't answer their phone. Mr. Tate, red flag.
Uh, breathing hard on the phone when I'm talking to you. No, I don't know.
Red flags.
What? You the red flags.
This conversation, we just said red flag.
You the red
Okay,
flags.
let's keep it moving. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Because he about to be removed. Uh,
Already?
we got
um,
Adam made a
Already?
yes. DJ Adam
hold
made
on.
a comment, so let's see what Adam said over in London. Let's see what they said.
Someone that is overly nice and charming, known as love bombing. Interesting.
Okay,
Red flag.
Adam, let us know. Is that somebody like right off the beginning, like you just met them and they overly nice and charming? Can you elaborate on that? Give us a little bit more about when you say that. Okay, Ish, what's a red flag for you? And listen, in the audience, please make sure you comment. What are red flags for you? I'm trying to check on um, Twitter too. I mean, what? I don't know what I mean.
Peace.
When he
Help me
when
out.
he say when he say he don't got a girlfriend, but he stopped answering the phone after 10 o'clock. Red flag.
Oh wow.
I didn't
Okay.
hear. Can she say it again?
When he say he don't have a girlfriend, but he stopped answering the phone after 10 o'clock.
He don't have a girlfriend. He have a wife. I'm sorry.
It's somebody in the house with him.
Right.
Red flag. Y'all
DJ,
crazy. All right.
the
Um,
Did
inconsistent
you see what Adam said?
communication. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. Inconsistent communication. Red flag.
Okay.
So going over to the comments, we have the life from Cherry's life. She says my red flag was that I was a people pleaser. Okay,
That
I
could
see
be
that.
it could be a red flag. You might explode later and then just be a whole
Yeah,
other person because you're tired of everybody.
yeah. All right. So we have Adam. Someone that we got that one already.
That sound like a stalker, Adam.
Say they give you excessive attention, gifts, and compliments. Even if they tell you they love you early. When they call it X is crazy.
Oh, that's the one.
Right.
Red flag because it may not be the X. Is that what y'all trying to say?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Ms. Laverne said no follow through.
I agree with Ms. Laverne.
Red flag. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that one.
Sassy.
And for
Okay.
me, as we, kind of bring this home, for me, my post regarding this was when you the red flag, when you can't see yourself because you always trying to identify what I'm not doing, but you the red flag. Because in relationships, the only people we can change is ourselves. We ignore the red flags. Everybody was calling out all these red flags, and they in a relationship right now with somebody that they doing the stuff that they called out. Prime example: relationships don't mean who you intimate with. You could be a red flag to your mama, your mother by love, who may be calling you and you don't answer the phone. You could be a red flag with your sister,
Mm,
with your brother, with your
mm,
friends.
mm.
So the best thing to do is to check yourself, examine your own self. What red flags are you bringing? Because my husband has this phrase that he uses a lot, y'all, especially as it relates to finances. He always says charity starts at home first. So you got to be able to take care of yourself. Some of us, we get in relationships with people and we forget all about our friends. We forget all about our children. We forget about everything. All we can do is focus on the person that we in the relationship with. You the red flag because you have all these unhealthy characteristics and traits. So you go from relationship to relationship expecting a different result, but the main red flag has never been addressed, and that's you. So that's my 2 cents. DJ, take us what I don't know if
All
we got
right.
more
So,
comments or if anybody else want to say anything else.
all right. Let me check these comments real quick to see what kind of comments we have. Thank everybody for watching on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. What else we got? We got Twitter. Is our TikTok working right already? Is up and running?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
for the
we're
TikTok.
live on TikTok.
All right, we live on the TikTok. So, the life of cherished life. She wrote what she meant was all about other people and not the person I was in a relationship, and not putting that person that I was in a relationship with first. That's why I said people. Got you, got you. So you was the red. So she was the red flag, basically.
Hmm.
Got you. As Laverne said, true man in the mirror. Red flag, another red flag situation. Anybody else got anything on the red flag?
What
I
I
just
think,
I agree with Mama Tan when she was talking about I guess the communication of it, because yeah, it can start off as a red flag, but if you're willing to communicate, ask questions, it can come from a red flag to a caution to a green light or a green flag to where it's good to go. Like red flag could be a number of things for any different person because everybody have different situations. A red flag to you may be okay for somebody else, but that communication I think is super important for those red flags.
I think red flags is whatever touches your insecurity within yourself becomes a red flag. The things that you're most afraid of someone doing to you becomes a red flag. So really your red flag is your insecurity.
Swag. Don't get your main problem. Slip my wine on me.
That's the reason why I said that is because someone don't answer the phone at 10 o'clock at night. Maybe they work at night. You have to have a, you have to give them a
I was
little bit
being
of
funny.
judgment. No, I'm not pointing or anything like that. I'm just saying, a lot of times we got to give people a benefit of a doubt
Yeah,
until we really find out for sure
yeah,
if there's something's going on or not.
I agree.
Now,
and I
now,
agree.
go
That's
ahead.
why I say that sometimes you the red flag, but that's where communication go in. Because if you're trying to build something and you haven't told me that you work overnight, then that's something else.
Yeah,
What you're saying, I totally agree. That's an element of the red flag. But everything's got to start with yourself. Are you healthy enough to say, I'm ready to be in a relationship with someone else? And how healthy are you in your ships that you were born into? Your family ship, you know, on the workplace, your career ship, you know, because red flags is so broad. But I like what you said, addressing insecurities. But it all goes back to effective communication. Some of us, we say we're in a relationship with God and we never spend any time with Him. And He looking at us like red flag. I'm just saying.
And
So,
I agree with that, but we must first realize that where are we placed in that ship, regardless to if it's a relationship, a friendship, financial ship, or whatever. Are you at the helm, or are you second mate? Or
That's
are
for
you
a
in?
different show. We're gonna
Courtney
talk. Come
Skinner.
come back next week when we talk about the
All right.
third part of healthy relationships. Right
So,
now, wait a
real
minute,
quick.
because wait a minute, I just want to bring this home.
Okay.
And again, I want to say that I'm not disputing what Mr. Tate is saying. I'm just saying that examine yourself and make sure you're not the red flag. Go ahead, DJ.
All right. So, Courtney Skinner is in the building. I ain't heard or seen from Courtney in so long. What's up, Courtney? How you
Hey,
doing?
Courtney.
Tell us where you located right now. She went to the military, right?
Yes, she is a military. She's in active. I don't want to mess up her rank, but she done been in the military for a moment now. Maybe she'll let us know.
Hi,
Courtney.
Courtney.
Hey, Courtney.
Hey, Courtney.
All right, y'all. So, um, segment. Let's see here. All right, so we're gonna move on to our next segment. Give it just a moment. We'll be introducing you guys to our next commercial break. Starting now. What's happening here?
Okay, so we're getting ready to go into our second segment of this week's show where we're talking about domestic violence awareness. That is the reason why we interrupted our normal broadcasting for this special show because we wanted to create some awareness around domestic violence awareness. Um, and so we're just kind of going to have a panel chat, and then in the next segment, we do have a special guest that we'll be talking to. Um, some of the we want to just talk about some of the or what is the first thing that you think about when you hear domestic violence? If everybody can just give a quick answer.
I don't know. Crazy.
Crazy. Okay.
It's
All right.
definitely like
Aisha.
Um, I don't know because because sometimes you're not gonna know. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Eden.
definitely fighting,
Fighting. Okay.
fighting, arguing aloud.
Okay.
Voices elevated
Okay.
all the time.
Mr. Tate.
I don't understand the question. Can you repeat the question?
Sure. When you hear the word domestic violence, what is the first thing that you think about?
The guy is a coward, and she's crazy for
Okay.
being there.
Okay. Um, DJ, did you come up with anything?
You're on mute, honey.
What do you mean when you say come up with anything as far as what I think about it?
Did you say crazy? I'm
I
sorry.
said
Was crazy?
I think crazy, like that's crazy. I don't mean like it's,
Okay.
but I mean, Better Days Are Coming. Fletcher said she thinks about fighting.
Okay.
We have physical abuse of a spouse. Um, Walker, Miss Walker says mental. Man, all these new names, y'all. Welcome to the Hope Show.
Right.
Um, Physical abuse, physical abuse, and then Courtney also said abuse.
Right.
So these are just some of the things that our comments are saying about what they think when they hear domestic violence.
Right. So we just, and so again, we're creating awareness because for so long in my life, all I ever thought about was the fighting because that's kind of how society has had me conditioned. But society has evolved a lot. Um, just a moment. But society has evolved a lot. So over in the banners, we have some definitions of different types of abuse that we want to just create awareness for. And statistics say that more physical abuse happens in same-sex relationships than they do in men and women relationships. Oftentimes, when we think about domestic um, abuse, we think that it's the man that's doing it. But more, it happens more often in same-sex relationships, and men are often abused from the from a woman. And there are so many different forms of abuse, and we're just going to spread some highlights on just a few. So, DJ, in the banners, you'll see like definitions of abuse, and if somebody can read them. Okay. So we have physical abuse is the act of result. Can somebody help me out?
So yeah,
Physical abuse, any act resulting in a non-accidental physical injury, including not only intentional assault, but also the result of unreasonable punishment. Emotional, any act including confinement, isolation, verbal assault, humiliation, intimidation, infantilization, or any other treatment which may diminish the sense of identity, dignity, and self-worth. Verbal abuse, harsh and insulting language directed at a person. Domestic violence awareness hotline 800-799-SAFE, 3224, or text start at 88788.
let's see here. All right, so those are the three things that we do have for definition of abuse. So that will be verbal, emotional, and physical abuse that Aisha has just provided the definition of those three things right there. Well, guys, keep in mind that any abuse, I mean, with those three definitions that were just provided, keep in mind that we also provide this hotline. So if there's anyone that's out there that know they need help, or maybe they have a friend that may need help, that hotline number, I'm pretty sure they're open 24 hours a day, and you can call at any time to get particularly some information or even get the help needed when in a situation as such, as far as domestic violence would go.
It is a tough subject. It's a really
Yeah,
tough
yeah,
subject, and
very
it's
much
it's
so.
heartbreaking that things like this happen. But it happens, and we got to be able to have those conversations.
Right.
So you have somebody in your family, or if you know somebody, like DJ said, reach out to us and we can redirect you. The Hope Coach is a coach for a reason. She's certified, so she can have those conversations with you. We want to help. We definitely want to help.
Exactly. But what I want to draw attention to is in those definitions, who did you see? Did you see yourself or did you see the abuser? Verbal abuse. How many times we call our children bad? That's abuse. And we want to know where the cycle begins. So we have to check ourselves. And I feel like the reason why I wanted to bring this to light is because oftentimes we focus on the violent part of abuse, and we ourselves don't pay attention to verbal abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse. But yet we may be doing these things ourselves. You know, abuse happens in so many different forms, and no one should be subject to it. Not your parents, not your children, not your spouses, not your significant others, not your friends. No one should be subject to abuse of any form. So if you've been out there calling your children bad, calling them names, telling them you ain't gonna be nothing but like your dad, and that's not a good thing,
Yikes.
that's abuse. If you've been giving your significant other the silent treatment, you're not hitting on them, but I'm not gonna talk to you 5, 6 days, however long you go. That's a form of abuse. So I'm encouraging everybody to do the hope research. Go look up all these forms of abuse and see if you see yourself. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I have someone who I work with, and I sent her this right here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Um, just a moment. Oh, I know what I need to do. Um, Eden, in the private chat, can you scroll all the way up and it talks about emotional abuse? If you can read that for me in the private chat, all the way up at the top.
My all the way up starts with Miss D.
Okay. Okay. I'll read it then. Cause DJ, can you see it? If you can't see it either, all the way up at the top.
Repost it.
Okay.
That's all. It'll come up.
Thank you. That's why you the millennial.
Right.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go, Eden.
All right. Emotional abuse, like other types of abuse, tends to take the form of a cycle. Two, in a relationship, this cycle starts when one partner emotionally abuses the other, typically to show dominance. The abuser then feels guilt, but not about what he or she has done, but more over the consequences of his actions. The abuser then makes up excuses for his own behavior to avoid taking responsibility for what has happened. The abuser then resumes normal behavior as if the abuser never happened and may.
Okay, and I'm going to paraphrase the rest because I'm not sure what happened to the rest. What happens is that they then go find another reason to be mad at you all over again.
Yeah.
So I sent this to someone and I say, I want you to read this and tell me, who did you see? Who do you see? And the response was they saw the abuser. And I didn't respond right away. We went on ahead and had some other conversations. Then I went back and I said, you notice I didn't respond because in this reading, I didn't see the abuser. I saw you. Because the only people we can change when we're in an abusive situation is ourselves. So you got to be able to see yourself in the situation, not necessarily the abuser. Once you can see yourself, then you can come up with a strategy and a plan to get out. Most times we're like praying, they're going to change, they're going to change, they're going to change. And chances are they're not going to change. It's not that God hasn't answered the prayer, it's just that you don't belong there in the first place because you wasn't created to be abused in any form, fashion, shape, or way. So again, if we can post the number, DJ, for help, and then we're going to take a break. I don't know if there are any comments that you want to talk about, but if you can post the number, and this is near and dear to me because I was a victim of domestic violence and all the forms of abuse. And I'm just so glad that I was able to get out. Earlier, I saw that K wrote that it could lead to death. Can you pull up that comment for me, DJ? She says domestic violence can lead to death. Get help. And I just want to elaborate on that. And then we can go back to what Courtney said. And it's not only always a physical death, it can lead to the death of your self esteem, of your dreams, of your purpose, of your destiny. And I know it's not always easy to get help. You know, Aisha and I, we were having a conversation. Like, I was asking her, why didn't I leave? Why did I stay? What kept me there so long? And, you know, in our situations, we just reconciled. It was like a fear to go, fear to stay. Because sometimes they threaten your family. If you leave, I'm killing everybody. And I've known that to happen personally to people that I've known that happened to. So please get the help that you need. And then I'll turn it over to DJ, and then we're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with our special guest. But remember, you are not alone. You are not alone. And I know Courtney says we belong to the government. Can we really see ourselves? I belong to God, and I see me. That's just who I belong to. I belong to God,
I belong to God too. I want to shout that
and
out
I
too.
see me. And I understand where she's coming from. I get that. But even within the government, I still belong to God. I belong to God. DJ, what else you got? The next commercial should be Speak It. Okay.
Yeah. Um. One second.
And we want to ask you some questions too. Are you an advocate? Are you an ally? Are you a victim? You know, what role do you play in domestic violence? You know, is your son mistreating somebody and you know about it, and you saying it's her and it's not your son? You know, so who are you as it relates to domestic violence? Are you judging your girlfriend? She done came to you, thought you was a safe place. Now she find out all her business all over the streets. So now she don't trust nobody. Who are you in domestic violence? Are you holding your friend accountable? You know, these are just rhetorical questions for us to ask. Okay, DJ.
Time to break the silence.
All right, child. Let's see.
So for this episode, our focus is it's time to break the silence. Are you ready to break the silence? And I'm so honored that our next guest is coming up is breaking the silence. This is the first time in this format that she's sharing her testimony, her journey that I believe is going to be life changing, shifting. If you know listen, right now is the time to do a group share again. If you know somebody who's dealing with domestic violence in any form, of abuse. I'm asking that you go ahead and share this out live again on your page, because maybe somebody's tuned in now who wasn't tuned in previously, and they need to know and hear what's about to happen. So if everybody can please just share one more time, because it's not easy to tell your journey. So I'm so excited. DJ, if you can post the image and then the song, and then we'll bring on our guest. And while he's doing that, I just want to say, if we don't get to your comments here, we will follow up.
Yeah, I bounce back, yeah, I bounce back. I bounce back, yeah, I bounce back, yeah, I bounce back, yeah. I bounce back, yeah, I bounce back, yeah, I bounce back. Nothing keep me down. Somebody's maybe fine. They call a family. They call a G.O.D. I'm not perfect. I take my eyes off the fucking all the things he had for me. It's a woman, my face gets sweet. And times I don't before I choose to speak. That's why I pray everything that I hear is so. In the door down, when I'm serving the Lord. Shield me from the enemy's attack. They can't keep me down. I bounce back, I bounce back. I'm a million, so I bounce back, yeah. I bounce back, yeah. I bounce back, yeah. I'm a million, so I bounce back, yeah. I bounce back, yeah. I bounce back. I'm a million, so I bounce back, yeah. I bounce back, yeah. I bounce back, yeah. I'm a million, so I bounce back, yeah. I bounce back, yeah. I bounce back.
All right. And so we're going to kind of um, hide some of our panelists, starting with me, DJ. You can hide me. You, none other than Miss Tamara Fillmore, who's going to share her story, her testimony with us. Remember, go ahead, tag somebody, share somebody, because everyone knows someone who's going through domestic violence.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys doing? My name is Tamara Fillmore, and I am the survivor of domestic violence. Really fresh off of it. I've been away from my abuser about 4 months now, so this is still very fresh. So ahead of time, I want to apologize if I get a little emotional because it is still very new. I like to give glory and all the thanks to God, who is my Lord and Savior. And without him, I am truly nothing. Let me start by just saying that I didn't grow up in a household where I saw domestic violence, or what we feel like domestic violence is. But I did grow up in a household where the words that people spoke didn't always make you feel like the best person you could be. So there was always an issue of self-esteem. When I met my abuser, of course, he said all the right things. Of course, he did all the right things. And earlier, the panel talked about red flags. There were a lot of red flags, but mostly it was me trying to make something happen, or wanting something happen, or longing for something that I felt like I didn't have. With my abuser, I went through every type of abuse that was mentioned. There was physical abuse, right from having guns pointed to my head, to being hit in my jaw so hard that he was actually surprised he didn't break my jaw. This is a person who felt like they could chastise me like a child, so I was hit with belts and extension cords, and anything basically they can get their hands on. I was spiritually abused, something that wasn't mentioned. I was actually told almost on a daily basis that God didn't love me because of the person I am. Mental abuse, when you're told you're ugly, when you're told you're not smart, when you're told certain things over and over again, you can't help but after a while internalizing those things and almost believing them, sexual abuse. There was sexual abuse involved, to where I was made to do things that I didn't want to do. The host talked about fear. And when you're in an abusive relationship, it is definitely based in fear. I went from being the strong person that I thought I was to actually going into survival mode. And in that survival mode, you just become what you want that abuser, you become what the abuser wants you to be, simply just to survive that day. I became everything he wanted me to be just so I wouldn't get hit today. And usually I still got hit. So it really wasn't a plan. I found myself very depressed, maybe for a couple of years, just not talking, because every time you open your mouth, you're stupid and dumb, you just tend to shut down. And I definitely shut down. I can tell you different stories of abuse, but we'd be here all night. I was held captive. I was so bound due to his insecurities that I couldn't go to the restroom by myself. And if I went and I was there too long, he came to see where I was. He didn't want me to run. One of the things people always ask me was, why didn't you just call the police or tell someone? Fear. That was a very good point made earlier. When you live in fear, it's very hard to move forward. One of the things that I did to pass my time was open my Bible. And I opened my Bible and I learned from myself who God was. Once I started learning who God was, I realized who I was. And it gave me a lot of strength. It gave me a lot of resilience. It helped me to know that all things worked in God's way. I actually got to a point in my life where I remember having a conversation with God, just basically saying, God, if it's your will that I die, then your will be done. I felt helpless. And I knew in my heart the only person who could help me through this situation was God. I allowed him, me and God, to just control everything. You pray, and I prayed, and nothing was changing. So I just kind of assumed that this is where God wanted me, and I just resolved to be there. Again, in survival mode, just doing what I had to do to survive. But every day in my mind, I kept thinking of ways to escape. How am I going to get out of this? If I run out of this door, which way am I going to go? If I run out of that door, where's the police station? Where's the fire department? If I do leave, where am I going to go? I was actually taking from my home state in Texas, and when I escaped my abuser, I was in Mississippi with nothing. We went from hotel to hotel, and basically we stayed in hotels because I was so battered and bruised. That was a way he can keep me behind closed doors and nobody can see my face. Nobody can see the black eyes, and nobody can see the busted lips or the missing teeth that I now have because of the abuse. So I was just hidden, and you can only be hidden for so long until you start feeling hidden. And I couldn't cry because he felt like my tears were a sign of weakness, and I was weak enough. So when he, just like a child, he would hit me until I stopped crying. I would have to lay next to this person and cry in silence, which was really odd. But even though I cried in silence and he couldn't know I shed tears, I know God heard every one of them, and that strengthened me. I gave my life over to Christ, basically telling God, have your way. If I live for you, and if I die knowing that your will in my life will be done. When I gave my life over to Christ, something miraculous happened. I got stronger. I didn't need to talk. I wasn't able to have friends. I wasn't able to contact family. Again, the mental abuse, your family don't love you. He separated me from everybody that I know, and everybody I know loved me. But I always had the love of God out there. When I was able to leave, I actually was leaving for work one morning. And just so happened, I would say just so happened, but by God's law and God's grace, our truck didn't work that morning. So I had to call my manager to come pick me up. When I got into the truck with my manager, I looked at this woman, and for the first time in almost 3 years, I said, I'm being abused. Can you help me? And this woman really took it upon herself and asked me, what did I need? And she basically did everything I needed. And all that God told me to do was go to the airport. I didn't have money. I didn't have family phone numbers. I remember my mother's number, and I called my mom. And at that point, I went online and bought a ticket, but I had no ID. I didn't know how I was going to get home, but I knew I was coming home. I spoke with TSA, explained my situation, and through God's grace and mercy, I was able to board a plane from Mississippi to Texas and come home with no ID and $100 in my pocket that the lady who helped me escape had given me on my journey. What I want to say to you, I was actually put in a place where fear overtook my life. And what I want to tell anyone out there who is being abused mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, tell somebody. And even if the fear cripples you, get away. Like Cole said earlier, I was told every day that I was the easy kill. I was told every day that all it took was just to dump my body in a ditch somewhere and nobody would ever know where I was, which is probably true because nobody knew where I was. I had to believe that God had more for my life. I long to see my children. I want to see my family. I want to have these relationships again. One thing that keeps me going now is knowing that God is a God of restoration. I know He's going to restore everything I lost and give me even more. And I'm thankful for that. So to anyone who's being abused, please get away. Find somebody. Talk to somebody. I couldn't use my phone. I couldn't talk to people. I had a minister that I spoke with after all this was over, and he actually asked me why didn't I talk to him. And I said, what's he going to do? Talk to him and send me back home with my abuser. Make sure when you do talk to someone, you get away because it's not going to get better. I stayed longer than I should have thinking if I changed, then my situation would get better. If I did what he wanted me to do, maybe I wouldn't get hit today. Maybe he would change. Maybe he would see the good person in me that I know I am, but it never happened. And what I saw was it getting worse and worse and worse. I realized that only God can change the hearts of man. The only thing you can do is change yourself. When I escaped, I was actually able to, well, I ain't gonna say able, but I was actually put into a home for abused women. It was a safe house. And I was in this shelter with a lot of women who deal with the same situation. And I would sit and listen to stories, and it just hurt me to the core to know some women just keep going back. This was like the second and third time that some of these women were in the shelter, and I couldn't understand what would make you come back. First of all, the thing that I had to learn is that my abuse was partly my fault. It was my decision to leave this man. It was my decision not to say anything, but it was also my decision to leave. You have to take control of your situation. You have to value yourself more than you value that person. And that's what I wasn't doing. I kept thinking if I changed, he would change and he would be a better person. I forgot about the person that I am, the person that God wanted me to be. I thank God for opening my eyes, and I had to understand God's love for me. I had to understand that His will would be done in my life regardless of who I thought I was or who I thought I was supposed to be. And once I understood God's love for me, I was able to love myself. And that's something, I'm over half a century old, I'm not going to tell my age, but that was something that loving myself was very hard for me because it was new. It was new. You put so much energy into loving other people, and you put so much energy into being that person that other people want you to be. in order to be accepted, you lose who God really wants you to be. And I just commend anyone, and I just want to tell anyone who's listening, find God. Find God's love for yourself and learn to love yourself. And that's the only way you can ever find somebody who truly, truly loves you. I take a lot of strength from the people around me now. I was looking for love and was surrounded by love all the time. Hold on to that love, because that's the true love. Love God first, love yourself, and love your family. That's the only thing that matters. And love will come to you. Don't go looking for it like I did. Don't make the same mistakes. I hope this helps someone.
Wow. I know that it has helped a lot of someone's, and I just want to thank you for having the courage and be bold enough to share your testimony. Um,
I thank you for the opportunity.
yes, I know one question that stuck out in that I saw in the comments. I'm going to ask and see if you can address it. Is that once you tell someone, how do you walk away? That was a question that was asked in the comments. So
Walking
now you.
away was
Mhm.
hard, because again, you're trapped in that situation because of the fear. You have to trust God. If God allows you to walk away and opens that door, I was always kind of taught, when God opens the door, you walk through it. You don't have to push. You don't have to make it happen. When God opens the door, it's a door that you just walk through. So when God opens that door for you to walk through, you walk through it. A lot of times in my situation, God opened a lot of doors, but fear kept me there. You have to take control of that fear and do the thing that you know in your heart you need to do, and that's walk away. I remember part of my testimony, I tell people, I remember trying to think how I'm going to run away. But when God opened that door for me, I walked away. And not only did I walk out of that situation, I got on a plane and I flew home. So you have to make that step. You have to be brave enough and have enough faith in God and yourself that you're going to be okay regardless. Again, you have to let God take control. You have to stop taking control. I think part of the abuse was me trying to control the situation just as much as he was controlling me.
Absolutely. I was trying to remember who was the first person I told when I was going through my abusive relationship. And I want to just make two quick points and then we're going to open it up to the panel. You said that God is a God of restoration. You see that man over there? His name is William Gerald Tate. After I
Mm-hmm.
went through my abusive marriage, I thought I would never know what a healthy marriage is like. This man came along, and there is not enough words that I can say because don't nobody truly know your story but you. But I do want someone out there to know that when she said God is a God of restoration, he don't restore you back to what you had,
No,
because he's a God of increase.
take you higher. Amen.
It's gonna be bigger. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be greater. So
Yes.
to Courtney, when you say how do you walk away, and she answered that, sometimes you got to walk away afraid. Sometimes you
Yeah.
got to walk away not knowing how to walk away. Don't
Yes.
get so caught up in the strategy that you miss the door.
Yes. Amen. That's true. There were a lot of times when God opened the door and I could have walked away, but I stayed because where do I go? Who do I call? I don't have any money. I don't have any clothes. What am I going to do once I walk away? And you kind of fall back into, it's almost like the Israelites crossing the Red Sea. God closed that sea for two reasons. He stopped the enemy and he kept them from turning back. When you walk away, you don't turn back. I remember walking out of that door and I didn't look back. I didn't look back to say goodbye. I just kept my eyes forward and I left. I had on hospital scrubs because I was going to work that day, and a lunch cook full of Oreo cookies. I didn't even make a lunch. I just had some Oreo cookies and I left. But when I walked away, I had more money in my hand than I had had in the last 2 years. And God took care of everything. The shelter that he put me in It was a shelter specifically for abused women. They didn't even want you to buy food because they supplied everything you needed, underwear, clothes. They gave you vouchers. I had more stuff going out than I had going in. That's how God's grace and mercy covers you. So when you walk away because that's what God wants you to do. And you don't look back. And you conquer that fear and you let God take the rest.
Do it afraid.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
know, do it afraid. Because ultimately that's what I did. I did it afraid. I remember my mom telling me, and I'm like, Tamara, I didn't grow up in a home where it was an abuse like that. I had no idea. And people like to say the dog will bark before it bites. So the red flags were there. It wasn't like one night we went to bed happily married. It was like there was a progression. And when they say they're not going to do it again, it's a lie. Unless they
Yes.
go get help. Because I heard it many times, I'm not going to do it again. And ultimately, my mom was like, if you don't leave, somebody is going to die. You
Yes.
know, somebody is going to die if you don't leave. And this is not my story, so I'm not going to elaborate on it. But I just want to thank Tamara for sharing her story. And somebody out there right now needs to know that you can get out of it. Because they try to play on you, especially if you got children. Ain't nobody gonna want you with children. You ugly, you this, you fat, you that, you whatever. And before you know it, you're thinking, this is how my life ends. I might as well just stay.
Yeah.
No, your story is not over. It's not over. So we're gonna open it up. DJ, we'll start with you and go around and just whatever you want to add. I mean, it's kind of hard because she just laid it out. And remember, in a time, country, government such as this, she was able to fly without any ID.
Yeah.
And if you ever flown, you know what it's like going through TSA.
Yeah.
If God be
Amen.
for you, who or what can be against you? There's
Amen.
always a way out. Go ahead, DJ.
Um, I don't know what to say. I mean, you watch TV, you watch movies, you watch videos of
I'm
domestic
sorry, DJ. I know I said you, but I really need to go to Mr. Tate because he has to go. And I just want to hear what he has to say. I
violence.
apologize. So go ahead on, Mr. Tate.
Wow, that was really a powerful story. Not a story, but what she went through. That I mean, my heart feel for you, and I just what I got out of it all is that we cannot be afraid if we say we trust in God. We cannot be afraid because God, He won't let us down. He won't let us fall. He won't let us falter. He's a God that will restore. He's a God of increase. Like you said, you came out with more than you got in, but we just need to trust God. God said, just go and I'll go with you. Just speak and I'll speak for you. So that's what we have to do. We have to always, no matter what the situation is, always trust in God and He will provide for us. I am
Amen.
so happy and I am touched that you were allowed and were able to get out of that situation, and just don't find yourself back in there, sister. Just
No.
the warning signs. Don't close your eyes to them. Just keep on and stay strong in the Lord and just trust in Him. The billion and one problems, the billion and one questions come to your mind. Just call on Jesus and trust in God. I'm out.
Amen. Thank you.
DJ, you on mute.
All right. All right, y'all can hear me now, right? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Say you leaving us or you staying?
No, I'm gonna stay for a little bit longer unless you guys gonna give me the floor now, and then I can do this and I can go to bed because I do gotta get up at 3 a.m.
Dang. Okay. All right. Let me I'm gonna go real quick, make it pretty fast. But anyway, so what I was saying was like, you see a lot of this stuff happening in movies, TV, videos, YouTube, and that type of thing right there. But when it's happening to you personally, it's like it's a whole different story. It's a whole different, it's a different situation. It kind of be like an unbelievable thing when something happens to you that you've always seen on TV or heard about. So I think, as everyone said, and as you said as well, it's just nothing but the grace of God that brought you out of a situation that allowed you to have this testimony today. Because it's somebody that don't have a testimony. They wasn't able to make it through to actually speak this testimony.
Amen.
So I just honestly and truthfully I thank God that you were able to make it out and be able to be here today to even speak your testimony about that. But as I say, with every lesson that will come comes a blessing. So I mean, just keep living and doing your thing. I definitely appreciate you for coming on the show today just to tell your story. Everybody's not ready and not able to do what you did today versus what you've already done by moving on and stepping out on faith and moving forward with your life. So I definitely appreciate you for coming on the show, telling your story about what you've been through. So that's amazing.
Thank you.
Aisha.
I also want to just thank you for coming on the show as well, sharing your story or your experience that you had. I was just telling the team in the chat, but I just wanted to hug you. I just wanted to give you a hug. I know that was a unfortunate situation, and I'm so glad that God showed up and showed out for you. I see your smile. I can't imagine a smile when you were going through that, but I see it now, and all I see is God. So again, I applaud you for sharing this with us. You definitely opened up a pathway for those that needed to hear this. So I applaud you, and you have my utmost respect. Thank you again, and we love you. I'm giving you a hug from a distance.
I'll be back. Thank you.
All right, so we got Aisha next, and after that, then Mr. Tay will do our inspiration.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. It's definitely not easy living through it. It's not easy to tell other people, what you've gone through. And it's amazing that you are able to come on here and just be so open and so free. And a lot of times people need to hear that. Women and men need to understand, the signs of what abuse is and when to know when to walk away. Me, myself, I am also a domestic violence survivor, I guess you could say. So I definitely understand. I know exactly what you've been through, and it's not easy. It's not easy being strong in that situation. It's definitely always the thought of what I'm going to do when I leave here. It's just not easy, and I'm just grateful that you were able to come on and just express to somebody. There's somebody out there that's listening that needed your experience today, and we just appreciate you coming on here and just giving it to them. So I'm with Eden. I'm hugging you from a distance as well, and I'm grateful that you were able to come on and just tell us, what's going on. Sorry about that light, y'all. And if it's somebody out there, that is going through this, don't be afraid to ask for help. The least you could do is ask for help or tell somebody so that we can get you out of that situation. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem, Ms. Turner. So again, as I said, we at the Hope Show, we definitely appreciate you and thank you for coming into the Hope Show today, sharing your story, letting us know what you went through, how your story can be hope to someone else. Because of course, the acronym of HOPE, helping others prevail every day, is what we do here on the Hope Show. So thank you again. Thank you. I'm not sure where Miss Tan went maybe video messed up. I'm not sure, but again, we definitely want to thank you for that. The last thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and let Mr. Tay do his inspiration, but I also want you to stick around just for the inspiration, and after that, you have to, you can go as freely, go back to, whatever you're doing or whatever. But I would love for you to stay for the inspiration. Take it away, Mr. Tay.
Well, I'm still, you're supposed to pray for those that is in need, but sometimes you just want to pray to God to just do something to the one that was the offender, the one that was the one that caused the tragedy, the devastation in another person's life. But I just thank God for the deliverance. But as we go forth, I would like to say, please make a way for you to come back and talk to our guest again. I'm just extending. I would love to see you back on the show again. At this time, how many forms of platforms are we streaming from?
4, I believe.
4. Okay. Well, guys, since I don't always come on, this is what I'm going to do today. On all 4 platforms, I'm giving away a full Hope Squad mug set. That's the Millie, Aisha Shemaine with no last name, Small Mom Eaton, the Hope Coach, and the Queen, as well as the Hope Squad All Days Are Good, Some Are Just Better mug. I'm giving the Hope Squad t-shirt away. All days are good, some are just better. Look at Lil Pat's looking at me like I'm crazy. And the God t-shirt, a pair of lips to tell you anything, but the word of God is eternal life. So I'm giving 4 sets away.
Amen.
The way we're going to do this is the different platforms are going to choose 1 through 20. The platform's going to go one at a time.
Hold on, Daddy Take. Hold on. Can each one of us watch a platform so we can see? And can you tell us the number that you're thinking of so we can be a little more organized?
Can we do this just a little bit differently?
Tan, you're choppy. I can't understand you.
I was just asking for the sake of time.
Okay.
If we can do the giveaway just a little bit differently, give us time to put it together, and then next week we'll do the giveaway. But today we'll give everything that you just said to our guests. We'll make sure that Miss Tam,
1 to 5. There we go. 1 to 5. Let's go.
Honey.
All right. However you want to do it, sweetie.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the giveaway together, and we'll do it next week because we'll put it together. But today, for Miss Tamara, and I know my husband may look at me like I'm kind of crazy, but I just feel led to do this, and he always supports me. We want to be a gift of hope to you today. So I'm going to cash app you $100.
200.
Wow. So
since I can't give the cups away today, I'll give another 100.
All right. So Miss Tamara, I'm going to reach out to you after the show, and we're going to make that deposit into your account because that's what the hope is about. And then next week, everybody, we'll have it put together where we can do the giveaway next week. Honey, thank you for your inspiration. You go ahead and leave.
All 4 platforms. Also, I just want to say God is a God of increase. We have a radio station coming out within next month. Well, radio segment, live radio. And our host of the radio show was none other than our own Kay Moore, the Bounce Back Queen. She's going to be hosting the show. And we'll be coming out next month. So we'll be giving you guys the final times and all of that. Until
right,
later, y'all have a God. You don't just rush me off like that. Yeah, I pay
you
for
got the
this
money.
now.
Go
There
ahead.
they go. There they go.
Oh, she got my.
You say you gotta
got
make
my
money.
money.
I love you, honey.
Love you too. Love you guys. Bye. I'll see y'all later.
K Moore, put me on the show. K Moore, put me on the show. Put me on the show.
When I said stay on, Miss Timer, I had no idea that was gonna happen. I literally had no idea.
That's a blessing.
That just came out of the blue. So crazy.
Yeah, I know.
you.
This kind of how
I appreciate it.
this kind of how hope operates here. So we're gonna be doing that for you. Um, me personally, I cannot go another minute, guys. So I'm gonna say my goodbyes. Um, I love everybody. Thank you to the Hope fam. Thank you everyone who tuned in on all the platforms today. Thank you to Lady D who's over on TikTok moderating for us there. Thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much. Miss Tamara, thank you so much for sharing your story. I know this was a first. It's time to
Thank you
speak
for
up.
having me.
So thank you so much for
Yes.
being a part of the guest. And to the Hope Squad, I'll see you guys on the other side.
Mwah.
See ya. All right, guys. So I guess it's kind of wraps everything up. Again, Miss Tammy, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Also appreciate you telling your story. I just can't say it enough. We thank you for being here today. I'm serious. I did not know that was about to happen. I just want you to stay on for the inspiration. I thought, maybe it was gonna deem towards what we're talking about today. Maybe it could have helped you or helped somebody else. But it just sort of happened the way it happened. And we thank God for the takes every day. Because without them, some things probably wouldn't be possible. So we definitely thank you and appreciate you for coming. Any last words, Aisha, Eden?
Well, just to recap, if you or someone you know is dealing with domestic violence, don't be afraid to ask for help. We do just ask that you reach out to the number that was given on the platform. Did you post it back up there, DJ? The 800-799-SAFE or text start to the 88788.
Mm-hmm.
And just, don't be afraid. It's now or never. Get help. Sometimes it's not easy, but it might be what's best for you. So don't be afraid to reach out for the help. And we just thank y'all so much for tuning in with us today. I do just want to plug in our platforms because we are on so many platforms. So just whatever is your favorite platform, we are there. We are on TikTok at The Hope Show 1111, on IG, Instagram at The Hope Show 1111. If you are on Facebook, like us, watch us at The Hope Show, Get You in the Game. On YouTube at The Hope Coach, or on Twitter if that's your platform of preference, Anointed, the number 2, Speak. And that's it. It was a powerful show today. I am glad I could be a part, and I'm happy to be here to hear that story. Again, Ms. Tamara, thank you so much for sharing such strength.
Thank you.
You are she.
She, yes, empowerment.
Strength, hope, empowerment.
Eden, anything else?
I still have that hug from a distance from you. Godspeed.
All right, guys. So if you have a topic for us or a topic that you would like for us to talk about, please email it. This is hope. This is hope.
It's hope. This is us at gmail.com.
Yeah, correct me. My bad. Let me say again. Hope. This is us. Hope this is us at gmail.com for any topics or stories that you would like to tell us or let us know. Also, if you have your brand, whatever your brand is, let us know. I'd love to have you here on the Hope Show to show us who you are and what your brand is about. Somebody is representing she, yes, SHE. But yeah, guys, so hope this is us at gmail.com. Let us know. We are here. Send us your comments, concerns, questions. Also, guys, give my hearts and my likes. I appreciate that. So what we're going to do right now is going to go ahead and give our shout outs. I'm going to go first. I want to give a shout out to the audience, Hope fam, as we call them. We appreciate you guys for coming in today. Mr. Tay, we appreciate you for coming today. Miss Tamara, Miss Kim, I don't want to go through the comments, but everybody in the comments, we appreciate you for coming in today. Because without you guys, again, what will hope be for? Helping us prevail every day. We appreciate you guys. Love you. Y'all have a great week.
Sway, I'll counter that. Shouts out, of course, first to God, my beautiful children, the Hope Squad, the Hope family. We are here because of you. Shouts out to my honey. Last shout out, I did say a significant friend, but he is my honey. So shouts out to him. Shouts out to my besties, also still in Louisiana. And we hope to see you all again next Saturday. The love and support is so much appreciated. We love you all.
Awesome. And I'm just going to give my shout outs to the people who haven't felt like themselves lately. You got this. Keep pushing. You are great. To the Hope family, thank you guys for tuning in each and every Saturday. Again, this would not be possible without you. So thank you for spreading hope, helping us help others to prevail every day by sharing our lives and just being here. As always, share and tag somebody. To the Hope Squad, love you guys. Thank you for always being the best part of Hope. We couldn't do this without each other. Queen Doja, love you, miss you, honey. Hope to see you soon.
You froze, sis.
She froze. All right, y'all. We appreciate you guys for coming to the Hope Show, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time every Saturday. Come back, see us next week. Hey, remember, they're giving away some stuff, so y'all better go like and share and comment on this stuff so you can be one of the winners. Appreciate you. Peace.
Bye, everyone.
See y'all next week.
Are we staying on? Okay.